Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new then hi, my name is Caitlin. Subscribe. I can't keep doing that. I'm still sick, as you can probably tell, but we're just going to ignore that. Okay. I'm in my new apartment. You can't tell because it's the same background, but I am in my new apartment. I'm free and I am loving life. Anyway, today, by the title, you can probably tell this video is about how I completely just redesigned all of these. It's a long story, so let's just get into it. So I was lying in bed one night and I was thinking about like making my own colour schemes and making my own palettes and how I wanted a specific colour scheme in a palette and how I didn't have it. So then I went on like the Sydney Grace website, the MAC website, all that kind of jazz, and I realised that it's expensive to do that, and I'm a student, so then I remembered that these Colourpop palettes, the plastic ones, these are magnetic, which means you can easily take out the colours in these and then rearrange them and do what you want with them. Now, I bought these in a set months ago. Probably like coming up to a year ago now, and I've used them about 6 times. I've very quickly learned that monochrome looks are not what I like. I like a lot of colour, I like a lot of colour, I don't know. But yeah, monochrome looks aren't for me. I think I just kind of bought these because everyone was raving about Colourpop and these palettes and I just wanted to buy them, and I didn't really think it through because I bought them and didn't use them. So I completely redesigned the colour stories in all of these palettes and I just want to show you today. I wish that I'd have filmed me actually doing it, but this was like a spur of the moment Tuesday night thing, so I didn't think that far ahead. So anyway, let's just get into it. So I'm going to go like through the rainbow. So red first, this is the main squeeze palette. I'll put a picture of what the original palette looks like. So that's that. And this is my new main squeeze palette. I love this. This is what I'm wearing on my eyes right now. This is based on kind of the sunset and then that new like Jaclyn Hill Morphe 2 palette. That's definitely kind of got that in mind because I really wanted to get that. Yeah, I really wanted that palette, but obviously that's money and I already had these shades, so there we go. There was also a Natasha Denona palette. I think it was the sunset or sunrise, one of the suns had this kind of colour scheme and I really wanted that palette, so I just thought, why not make it myself? So this is my new main squeeze palette. I love this so much. So the Orangey Glad palette, this is the next one. I fully thought that this original palette was going to be the palette that I used all the time because I thought, well, orange is quite close to brown and brown is what you use on your eyes every day. No, didn't reach for this at all. I very quickly realised that orange isn't my thing, and so it was just sat gathering dust, doing nothing. However, ta-da! This is my new Orangey Glad palette. This is so pretty. I'm going to say that about every single palette, but oh my god. Look at this. Look at this. This, I love it. I love it. So I've stuck with orange. What I tried to do with these palettes is kind of stick with the main colour theme. So this is more orange, the other one was more kind of reddy. This obviously has reds, oranges, greens. I just think they all go so well together. I genuinely adore them. I'm going to say that about every single palette because I made them. So obviously I'm going to love them. I just feel like this colour story goes beautifully together and I'm going to use it more because it's not just orange and I can do so much more with this. That's what I thought as well. Like with the original monochrome palettes, you couldn't do that much because it was orange or it was yellow. You couldn't do much unless you wanted to mush them together, and that's what I did. So this is the Aha Honey palette. This was probably my least used monochrome palette because yellow, there was, I don't know, I just didn't, I'm not a fan of yellow unless I'm blending it in with something, you know, I'm not a fan of just yellow. So this is my new Aha Honey palette. So I wanted one of the palettes in my kind of collection, Colourpop redesigned collection, to be a bit more of a rainbow and not just be like specific colour stories. So this is my little rainbow palette. I adore this. There's no purple in it, but I think it's beautiful nonetheless. This, I just love it. It's so pleasing to look at. I could look at these all day, I genuinely could. And what I found when I kind of redesigned all these, it's like I'd bought loads of new palettes, even though I'd just made them from what I'd already had. It's like I'd spent so much money on new exciting products when actually I'd just used what was already in my collection to make just some beautiful, beautiful babies. Just my luck. I've forgotten what this looks like. What does this look like? Oh, okay. So the Just My Luck palette, I will again put what it originally looked like on the screen. And just like all the other palettes, I did stick with a green theme, even though it is not fully green. So, this is so hard to open. Okay, you ready? This is my new Just My Luck palette. I love this. I've said that so many times, but I love this. This, I can see myself getting a little bit less use out of this, just because, I don't know, greens aren't my thing anyway, so, but I will 100% use this more than I use the original, because I didn't use the original at all. And this, I don't know, I just think that greens and yellows and blues go so well together. You can put a green down, blend it out with a yellow, put a pop of blue on the inner corner maybe. This, you can just do so much more. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. You can do so much more by just like mixing it up, because what are you going to do with an all green palette? Do an all green look. What are you going to do with this? You can do anything with this. Well, you can't do anything with this. You know what I mean? You can do so much more with this, and I love it even more. I'm really ill right now. I don't have COVID, it's just a cold, so don't worry. Okay, this colour story. You're gonna die. You are going to die. I love this so much. Okay, I can't stop looking at it. This is the Blue Moon palette. Obviously, it was originally an all blue palette, and this is what it looks like now. Look at that. This, I'm in love. I'm in love. This is like kind of grungy, but kind of pastel. It's like a pastel grunge kind of thing. I love it. I adore this so much. I've said that so many times, I need to stop, but you've got blues, you've got these kind of mauvey kind of colours, you've got greens. It's, I adore this. And again, I did tie it with the like background theme, so I didn't want like a green themed palette with a blue background, you know, so I did try and keep the kind of background, I don't know what, you know what I'm trying to say. I tried to keep the background like resemblant of the actual colour story. And that's what I did in here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I adore this so much. So the last palette is the It's My Pleasure palette. This obviously was an all purple palette. This kind of is still very purple, but it has pops. Let me just show you. So this is my new It's My Pleasure palette. It's so pretty. I think every single palette that I've made is so beautiful. And like what I was thinking when I was putting all these things together was that I was expecting to make like, how many I've got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was expecting to make 5 like really beautiful colour stories, and then I was expecting like the last palette to just be a mix of all like the leftover shades. But I really think that all of these palettes have beautiful colour stories that go together really amazingly. And I'm so glad that I don't have like a dud palette with just like the leftover shades thrown in there. All of these look beautiful, and I can see just so many beautiful looks with all of these. I'm just so excited. So this is a little bit more neutral, I'd say. I don't know, with like the oranges maybe. none of these are neutral, but I think this is the most neutral. I just adore it. I adore it. So yeah, that was my redesigned Colourpop collection. I just think that I'm gonna get so much more use out of all of these. Like, looking at the pans, they've barely got any like dip in them at all. And I've had these for so long. I've had these palettes for such a long time. And I want to use them because the quality of the shades is beautiful. It's nothing to do with the quality. It's just the colour story. I never want to do an all purple look or an all green look. I want to do something with different colours, and I really think that these new palettes are gonna really work in my collection, and I get so excited to use them. Like, as I said, it's like I've brought like 6 new palettes into my collection when I haven't actually spent any money. I've just rearranged what I already have. So if you do have these palettes and you're getting kind of bored, 100% make your own, because you've seen they can be absolutely beautiful. And of course the originals are beautiful if you like that kind of thing, which I've learned that I don't. But these, so stunning. The Colourpop quality, beautiful, so you will not be disappointed with any of these. Okay, I think that's it. I just wanted to show my new children off to you. So be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye guys.